Coming up on AC 24/7, a march for women's reproductive rights takes over the US Capitol. We take you behind the scenes with the artist behind the soundtrack of the movement. Plus, Hurricane Ian takes another hit to the economy, what experts are saying about the long road to recovery, and how many people could be left looking for jobs right now. And Kanye West, off social media, at least temporarily. We'll tell you why. Welcome to AC 24/7. I'm Stephen Walker. Many took to the streets of Washington, D.C. for the Women's March. Over the weekend in Washington, D.C., thousands gathered for a women's rights march, protesting and rallying to draw attention to the upcoming election. The Women's March was one of many building on the outrage following the Supreme Court's overturning of Roe v. Wade. The soundtrack for the march is a song titled We Won't Go Back, written by Milk and performed this weekend. Our cameras were with her as she prepared to take to the stage.
We are rehearsing in Los Angeles right now. Bianco, Autumn Rowe, and I are so pumped to perform in DC. We're gonna sing We Won't Go Back at the Women's March. We won't go back! We won't go back! It's my first time ever playing electric guitar publicly. Wait.
Cheers, my friend, to DC.
There are some world issues going on, and we're being asked to change internally, externally.
We are not going back to a culture of complicit silence, of accepting abuse towards women as a norm or something that we have to navigate in our professions and personal lives. I think that there is a new standard of vigilance from all genders to protect women that is arising, and it's still being implemented into different countries, but it's starting and I can feel it, and we are not going back to the days where we assumed that we're each going to have to navigate sexual harassment or inappropriate behavior because that's just the way it is. Like, other phrases I won't go back to are the phrases business is business and boys will be boys. Those are assumptions. Those are like almost like 1984 upside down world statements where they're just like, they're kind of reverse truths. Like, why do we accept certain truths when they actually are so harmful to us? So
we won't go back. We won't go back. I am human, I am sacred, more than a vessel of your making. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. Hey!
So from 2017 to 2022, there is a huge difference in consciousness in general with my peers in my community and myself as to what representation really looks like and feels like. there's more awareness of the United States' past, and I'm holding that in me as well. So being Asian American, I'm kind of like in between and learning about the story between white and Black relationships, and being able to just be active and break some stereotypes of people thinking Asian Americans are demure or quiet or subservient. In fact, many of us are not.
Roe v. Wade was overruled by the Supreme Court in June 2022, and it has become a central talking point and issue leading up to the November elections. According to a new report, many women in this country are now living in what they're calling a maternity care desert. For those women, there are no hospitals, birthing centres or any doctors who specialise in obstetrics in their immediate area, according to data collected by March of Dimes. More than 35% of countries are considered maternity care deserts. The lack of care makes it harder to treat pregnancy complications and allows for more risk when it comes to mothers. Lack of access in the United States makes the country one of the most dangerous developed countries to give birth in. The superintendent of schools in Uvalde, Texas, will be retiring. Superintendent Hal Harrell's wife posted the retirement announcement on her social media. He will remain throughout the school year or until a successor is named. A number of Uvalde law enforcement agencies, including the school's police force, have all been under public scrutiny since the teenager gunman killed 2 teachers and 19 students at Robb Elementary School. Thousands of Floridians may be forced to file for unemployment soon because of Hurricane Ian. Florida suffered the brunt of Hurricane Ian's impact, and economists are now saying Ian could be the most costly hurricane to hit the state. The tourism industry took an especially hard hit. Hotels and restaurants now face a long rebuilding process. Economists say if those workers don't come back, those areas will struggle to rebound. Florida's leisure and hospitality sector accounts for nearly 1.3 million jobs. Getting regular colonoscopies could help save your life. The test is supposed to help find and even prevent colon cancer. Now a new study suggests showing up is half the battle. The Advocate Channel's Isabel Rosales explains what you need to know.
In May 2009, Michael Sapienza lost his mother to colorectal cancer.
There is really one reason why she died, and it's because she did not get screened and she did not get checked.
That has been the messaging in the fight against colorectal cancer since the mid-90s. Now, a landmark study suggests colonoscopies don't reduce cancer deaths. Published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the study found only 18% of people invited to get the procedure had a lower risk of getting colorectal cancer. But here's some important context. Less than half of the people invited to get a colonoscopy in the study actually got one.
For a screening test to work, you actually have to get screened.
When looking at the people in the study who actually received colonoscopies, it reduced the risk of colorectal cancer by 31% and cut the risk of dying by 50%.
I think the takeaway is for right now, we strongly recommend that folks do not alter their plan for colonoscopies.
And for folks nervous about the screening,
no one is excited about it, but it's not really as bad as you think.
Dr. William Dayhutt with the American Cancer Society says the benefits are worth the discomfort.
The fact that you can have a polyp resected, painlessly done, in a physician's office that will prevent an aggressive cancer from occurring is really astounding.
I'm Isabel Rosales reporting.
Rapper Kanye West is again facing controversy after posting anti-Semitic comments on social media. The rapper said in a now deleted tweet he was going to, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Twitter locked the rapper's account for violating its hate speech policy. West's Instagram account was also restricted for violating their platform's policy. Thank you for joining us for AC 24/7. For content that advocates for you, go to advocatechannel.com, follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Stephen Walker.